Um, Good morning, I guess, right? Uh, you got motherfuckers that cope, sometimes, when they can't admit that they lonely, they stuck in a situation where they can't, find a woman. Like short ball guy, he's totally delusional, bro. It's about, yeah, I like being by myself. I like going to the movies by myself. I like eating by myself. Like, bro, that gets old, man. After a while, bro. You hear what I'm saying? Like he puts up a big front and he's not being honest, man. You know, just be honest, man. Just say, you know what, I am lonely. And it's been like that for some time now. You feel what I'm saying? Just say, you know what, this shit is real. You know, loneliness is real. Uh, right now, man, we living in a highly competitive dating market. And motherfuckers are competing hard, even for average women, bro. Women who are, fives, sixes, and sevens, dudes are competing for those too. The only thing that dudes ain't competing hard for is sub five women. Women who are big and fat, or women who are just plain skinny and ugly. There's no barrier for that. You know, it's not competitive. It's not highly competitive. Like there's this female. There's this female in Starbucks that kind of look like sub five stalker, but she's worse than sub five stalker. Holy cow, that female is ugly, bro. Bro, oh man, she looks like I don't know if you played that game, Fallout. Remember those ghouls that was running around the wasteland and shit? She look like one of them, bro. And man, it's not highly competitive for her. But for like a woman that's a 5, 6, or a 7, if she's decent looking, nowadays it has become highly competitive for those type of women. Forget about the 8, 9s, and 10s. We already know it has always been highly competitive for the 8, 9s, and 10s, even before the internet. But dating nowadays, has gotten worse, man, because of the internet. All the problems started when Tinder and Bumble came into the scene, man. So you gotta be coping if you talk about you like being alone, unless you was in a relationship for a long time and you just got out. But I feel like that dude, they coping, talking about, yeah, I like being alone. I like being like this. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. Sounds like a big ass cope to me, man. I mean, just admit it. Like, look, I've been alone for a long time. I ain't had a woman. I fucking like had a 10-year drought without any sex. Goddamn. Some motherfuckers, man. Just, man. I mean, some dudes can't admit that they gotta do more just to attract women, bro. Chad and Tyrone, man, they gonna show up to the party, man, and you know, and everything is good. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, come on, man. What the fuck is going on here? So it's like loneliness is a nightmare that you're in, and you gotta fight hard to get out the nightmare, man. You get your bread up, you'll never be lonely, man. That's the only thing I can think of that'll solve all your problems, your struggle and stuff like that. Just get the bread. Gotta get the bread. You know? If you don't get the bread, you ain't gonna get no head. Feel me? But number one right now, money, bro. Lots of it, man. Some guys ain't got no choice but to go out there and get the bag, man. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, when your back against the wall, man, you gotta fight hard, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fight hard when your back against the wall. We living in a highly competitive world, man. Period, man. Dudes are becoming millionaires to keep from being at the bottom and stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Because, man, let me tell you something. Being poor is something that you basically get used to over time, man. You feel what I'm saying? And you get used to being like that, and then you get comfortable being there. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of guys, they don't want to leave their comfort zone. They don't want to look smacks, or they don't want to go out there and get more money. They just want to be the same, man. You feel what I'm saying? They won't change for nothing in the world. You know? But you got to change, man, or you're gonna end up old and alone by yourself. That's what happens to men when we don't get our money together, man. We end up old and alone. Because nobody cares about us unless we got money in our pockets, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you broke, you have to, as a man, go after that money, man. That's the only thing that's going to keep you from being lonely. You think Mayweather by himself right now? Nah, he in the bed with his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Some people were lucky though. Some people were brought into close-knit families and stuff like that, or born into close-knit families. Motherfuckers stick together no matter what. But I didn't get those cards, man. I came into a fucked up ass family, bro. I was born in a fucked up ass family. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I've been on this paper chase, man, for so long. Eventually, I'm gonna get it, man, but me myself, man, I don't like being alone, bro. Like, I'd rather have a girlfriend and shit, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And I could probably go get a sub-5 girlfriend, man, but that's something that I don't want. A woman that's below average looking, I'm just not attracted to those type of women, bro. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want life to go my way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm chasing the bag, man. You get the bag, bro, life go your way, man. You don't have to live by other people's rules and shit. You only suffer because you're living by other people's rules. You feel me? You only suffer because you ain't got no money. What they say, no money, no honey. You know what I'm saying? You suffer because society has set the standards, man. I mean, society has created the standards that men have to, like, meet. And if you don't meet those standards in society, bro, you're gonna be alone by yourself. Lonely. Unless you got a close-knit family. Even then, it's like, if you don't have a good dating life, then yeah, it's gonna suck. And there's tons of dudes out here that don't have a good dating life, bro. You feel what I'm saying? There's tons of men out here that don't have a good dating life. There's tons of dudes out here lonely, alone, and they're not trying to do nothing about the situation that they're in. So you kind of don't feel sorry for them because they're not even trying. A lot of guys, they don't even try to, like, get out there and get that bag and get that money. Like me, I try every single day. When I turn in my numbers, I'm trying. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta understand something, man. We live in a day and age where technology has gotten way more complex, and because of the love for money and the love of pussy, dudes better themselves. They reach new heights. You know, a lot of stuff that's invented around us, man, are like through sub-5 and average men, bro. All the stuff like social media, you know, all these dating apps and all the other things that surround us, man, is created by sub-5 and average men because they, you know, us men, if we're average looking or even below average looking, we gotta be twice as better as Chad and Tyrone. You feel what I'm saying? Chad and Tyrone don't have to go out there and, you know, and create stuff, you know, just so they could get women, you know, on a regular basis. It's the average and the below average man. I remember I was watching this leftover woman video, and this leftover woman kept complaining about the dude's looks, you know, that she was meeting and shit. Their money was good, you know what I'm saying? They were like, you know, doctors, lawyers, a few was okay rich, you know what I'm saying? But she was complaining about their looks. Like, baby, yeah, you're not gonna find a very handsome, tall dude that's making 6 figures and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Dudes who are average and below average looking, those guys got the money. Those guys got the money because they feel they need to like work harder. And that's true, man. Your reality is that you have to work harder to keep from being lonely, man. To keep people around. Of course, you know, you might have a female that might be a gold digger or something like that, but it's better than being by yourself. At least you got a woman on the side of you, man. Look at Sugar Daddy, man. He always rolling with his woman, bro, right here, man. And she's a cutie pie, too. Sugar Daddy's woman is a cutie pie. She's like a 6, you know, and he come through with his Corvette or his Porsche. He got a Corvette and a Porsche. You know what I'm saying? But the key is he's not alone, though. He's not beating his meat to porn. He got something to poke on right next to him. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the next level. It's better than being where you at right now, which is lonely. You know, like what's his name? Short bald guy. And I'm gonna keep talking about his ass because he's the prime example of what I'm talking about, bro. Like, he's talking about he don't want no gold diggers around him. He don't want women that just want him just for his money. He don't want to lead with his wallet. But I'm like, bro, you got no choice. And plus, leading with your wallet is better than being by yourself, jacking off the porn, being lonely and stuff, bro. Which one's worse? Having a gold digger that's giving you nookie every now and then, giving you kisses, hugs, hold her hand, walk through the mall. You know what I'm saying? Would you rather be by yourself at home playing video games and coping and lying to yourself, bro? You're not living in your reality. You as an average or even a below average man has to work harder than the Chads and the Tyrones. Don't act like you're a Chad or a Tyrone, bro, because you're not. What's up with it, Sean Breezy? What's up with it? Yep. Don't act like you're a Chad or a Tyrone. Like, Chads and Tyrones got the privilege of walking around and making females, you know, melt. Basically making females melt. You know, they got that privilege. You don't have that privilege. You as an average man or a below average man, you got to work 10 times as hard as Chad and Tyrone. Some guys in their mind, they think they're Chad or they think they're Tyrone. For real. For real. Some dudes think they're better looking than they really are. You feel me? Some dudes think they're better looking. I said, you better look in the mirror. You see, you 5'4", right? you below average looking and you're 5'4". You're a 4 in looks and 5'4" in height. Bro, if you don't get out there and get money, you will live in this situation for the remainder of your life. And that ain't no joke. And you know, that's reality, bro. When you working, what's up with it? You know, that's reality, bro. Some guys gotta fucking like work harder. That means you can't like sit there and cope and shit and lie to yourself. That means you gotta be out there chasing the dream, bro. Chasing riches, chasing money. Be alone while you're doing that. But don't like be alone for the rest of your life not doing nothing. All I hear is a bunch of cope coming from Short Ball Guy. He just coping. You heard his last video talking about he liked being alone and stuff. I'm like, bro, you just talked about like deleting yourself and shit. You know, like, bro, you one dangerous motherfucker at this point, Short Ball Guy. You know, you talking about deleting yourself because you ain't got a woman. You better get out there and start following in the footsteps of Kevin Hart or something. That's the only way out, bro. Like, some guys don't see that money is the only way out for them. Oh, yes, it is. and that's on the real. That's real talk. That's reality, bro. That's the only way out for your ass, bro. It's the only way out for me. Like, if I want to date my face match really easily, or if I want to date women who are above me in looks, money is the only way out. That's the only way you could do that. Some dudes think there's another way that, or they think that eventually women are gonna look past your looks and your height and start to date you and stuff. Boy, not in a million years, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be in that situation lonely for the rest of your life. Yeah, lonely. Look. Uh, Lonely is a life of hell, bro. Like, nah. Like, let me tell you something. Being by yourself for a long period of time, that's a life of hell. That's why you got like, what's his name? Savvy guy talking about a life of hell, because he lonely. He by himself. And the only way out for Savvy guy is through money too. You guys are delusional, bro. You're gonna reach an old age by yourself, and that's not a good thing, man. Being old and alone, because you can't move, bro. Like you drop something, you don't got a young son you don't got a young son to pick that shit up, you know. You don't got nobody young to help you move around. I remember I was in Oakland, and I was walking around the lake, and this lady, man, she was having a hard time moving, bro. Like, she could barely get out of that. I mean, bro, she was in a chair, and she was barely moving it, bro. And I volunteered to like push her to where she had to go. I said, "You okay, miss? You okay? You need help? Want me to push you?" She was like, "Yes, please, please." And I took her all the way to the store. She bought me a drink, you know, for helping her and shit. And I took her to the taco spot, and I left her there. You know, she said she was okay being there. I said okay. So she gave me a drink. I took her to the taco spot, but it was a shame that she was by herself and she didn't have any children to help her, man. You know what I'm saying? She was like an old lady, probably like 50 or 60 or something. She wasn't that old, but she was like, she couldn't move. She wasn't mobile. She had nobody around to help her, bro. That's what's gonna happen to you if you don't get your bread up, man. Like, you got bread, you get to have children, and they gonna help you when you get old, and you can't move around. You know what I'm saying? So for you to not to focus on the money part, bro, you kind of like sabotaging yourself if you're not focusing on money. You're gonna be old and lonely, bro. It's not good to be by yourself. I don't care what nobody say, bro. But to me, that's a life of hell. Right now, I choose to be by myself. I could be dating out there, man, some fat, certified woman or something like that. Or I could be out there dating easy right now. You know, but I choose to get the money right, man, because I know how important the money is for a man. And I regret like being in that relationship for so long, man. But I just didn't want to be by myself. The relationship that I was in for like 12 years, I just didn't want to be I didn't want to be by myself. I didn't want to move on. But I could have moved on, man. There's some stuff that I regret too, man. Like being in a 12-year relationship that didn't really benefit me in the future. You feel me? Like, it's crazy, man. You know, nah, focus on bettering yourself so you won't be lonely. Look at Sugar Daddy. I'm telling you, I'm using him as a prime example too. Like, he got him a woman, bro. He look about 60 or 70 or something. But you can clearly see that she's like a 30-year-old woman, and she's tall. He's not by himself, bro. Why? Because he got that moolah right. He got that money right. You feel me? You know, he got the money right. So when you got the money right, women will always accompany you, bro. There's plenty of fighters, you know, in the boxing world, bro, that would be alone right now if it wasn't for their money, man. You know, or they wouldn't be with the beautiful women that they with right now, man, because the money, bro, the money keep coming. The money makes sure you don't get lonely. You know what I mean? You got company. You got somebody to talk to, somebody to hold hands with in the mall. Some female, you know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta look at the situation and be like, you know what? I gotta fix this situation, bro, because I don't want this to be there for the rest of my life. I gotta fix this situation that I'm in right now. You feel me? You know. I gotta give these. Get those birds the chips. Birds like chips. They love the hell out of chips. Yeah, breakfast time. Chips for breakfast. Anyway, like I said, focus on the money part, bro. Stop coping and doing nothing about the situation. You're letting the weeks and the years go by complaining and nothing is changing. You feel what I'm saying? You know. You got to change something. You know. Say, okay, I see what I got to do. I see I got to work a little bit harder and stop being delusional, bro. And stop coping. Sub 5 men should be chasing money. Yup. It's true, man. Or you gonna be by yourself for the rest of your life, man. I gotta get some chapstick, man. My lips be hella dry. Man, they ate them chips hella quick. Man, them chips was gone in a matter of seconds. Hungry ass birds, man. Yeah, especially if you below average looking, man. You know, your money is your only way out of any situation. And then you got guys who say, no, I don't want to leave with my wallet. And then you look at the stature of the guy. You like, bro, you like 5'4". And on top of that, you sub 5. No, it ain't like you 5'4" and you a Chad or a Tyrone, or you at least average looking at best. Nah, you 5'4" and you below average looking. No wonder you have a 10-year drought. Like, bro, you are the runt that the females do not want to procreate with, bro. You are the runt. You know, no matter how good your confidence is at 5'4", bro, that's a death sentence if you don't get money, man. His mind should be focused on money and making a lot of it. Basically, becoming a millionaire. That's the only way that these females are gonna deal with him. And it wouldn't hurt for his ass to get a leg lifting surgery when he gets rich. You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, I'll never do that to my body. But yet, just the other day, you was talking about deleting yourself, bro. Which one is more dangerous? Deleting yourself or getting leg surgery, bro? Talking about short ball guy, man. This guy's full of shit, bro. I go by and I watch his videos, and I'm like, this guy gonna be here for the rest of his life just talking like this. It's not gonna change. If you waiting for that shit to change, man, it's not gonna change unless you go out there and get that bread. It's not gonna change, not one bit. You feel me? You know, if you're looking for things to change in your life, man, it's not gonna change. You know, so unless you change. I've been knew that I'm getting old and I need to chase money. Eventually, I'm gonna be old. So I'm like, man, I don't want to be old and alone. Get that fucking money, bro. Chase the bag at all costs. get the bag at all costs. You feel what I'm saying? Like look at these dudes that's walking around here by themselves, man. I don't want to be like that. You feel what I'm saying? You know, it's like I'm already 45 and I'm struggling. I'll man, the pool of women is already shrinking, bro. Like, it has shrunk over the years, man. Because when I was in my 20s, boy, those were the best years. Those are the golden years, man. You know what I'm saying? Forget about the golden years being in your 50s, 60s. Your golden years is in your 20s. That's when I got the most poo-tang. I had a wider selection of females. I had females around my age, and I had MILFs. You know what I'm saying? I had cougars, you know what I'm saying? But when you get older, man, you notice that, man, you know, people around you, your friends and stuff, might have got married and they went on by themselves, you know, just on their own journey, right? The older you get, the more lonely it is, especially without money. That's like, bruh, that should be your number one chase right there. It's the bread. So that way you won't be lonely. You think a rich man is sitting in his mansion lonely right now? Nah, he got a woman in the bed with him, man. A butt-naked, curvy woman in the bed. You know, if I lose a girlfriend, if I got money, I can replace her automatically, just like that, with a snap of a finger. You know, I'm not going through 2 or 3 month drought by myself. Nah, I got another female that I had in the archives, just in case I broke up with my girlfriend. She been wanting to take her place. You know, some females, you know, they see you with your girlfriend, they see you rich, you got money or whatever, and they'll be asking around, like, every time you come around, are you still with your girlfriend? Asking you that question. You know, because they want to take her spot. As a rich man, you got options, bro. It's better than having no options at all. Like a rich man, for like short, bald guy, at least he has options. He got somebody he can go to the movies with and go have dinner with. You know what I'm saying? Keeping him company at his house. You feel what I'm saying? You know. Yeah. Okay, how was dating different in the 90s compared to now? It was more simple. It wasn't all complex like it is right now. Women didn't have a list of demands and shit like that. Social media came and destroyed everything. I mean, before you used to walk up to a female and get her number just like that on a piece of paper, a pen and paper. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You get her number, and you get it. Once you get the number, you excited. You're like, oh, this shit, I'm about to get some. You know, 9 times out of 10, you got some. There was no ghosting. You know, nowadays, women ghost so much. They find one little thing wrong about you, man, and they ghost you completely. I remember that. I remember the ghosting started most like around 2012 when social media and Tinder, Bumble, all them dating apps start coming out. That's when things start getting more complex, when things start getting more difficult to hang on to stuff. Like I kept on like noticing there was, like I said, a lot more ghosting around when Tinder and Bumble came out. I was getting ghosted. Like I was like, what the hell? I was able to like build a relationship and have a girlfriend and stuff. Because of them dating apps, man, a dude starts struggling. Because you're competing against taller, more good-looking dudes out there, bro. There's a lot of, Women had to deal with whoever was in their social circle or school. Women had to go out to look for the dudes. Now they just swipe left, swipe right. you know, so that kind of destroyed the game. Like even the pickup artist was talking about, like, damn it, the internet destroyed the pickup game, man. Before it was like, can I get your number and let me get to know you some more. And now it's not like that no more, man. Because of the internet, that's what destroyed everything. We all talked about that stuff, man, and on other channels and stuff. How the internet just really destroyed dating and how dudes are struggling. You feel what I'm saying? Because of the dating apps. Even decent dudes, decent looking dudes like me struggle. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a Chad or a Tyrone, then yeah, you're gonna struggle. Like dudes who are like below a 7, yeah, it's real for you, man. It's real. It's a real struggle for you. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta bring your A game and you gotta compete on a high level. That's the only thing. That's the only way it's gonna save you, man. Like if I hit my next jackpot and it's in like the millions, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm saved. I'm good. I did my part. I did everything I could. Like if I hit like a $5 million jackpot right now, I will be out. I will be out of my situation. I'll be now no longer struggling to get intimacy anymore. As long as I do, the right thing with the $5 million and invest it and keep the money rolling in, I'll be able to build a family and have kids. You got a girlfriend or a wife or something, and I'll be able to, I'll be able to compete with other men with that money. And then when you get that type of money, you're a fierce competitor, bro. Like, not too many motherfuckers got like $5 million in the bank. You feel what I'm saying? You know. All the ghosting and shit that females was doing when the dating apps came out, it increased. It was around 2012, bro. Like, I remember I was struggling to get a girlfriend around there, man. And I was 32 years old. It's been over a decade of struggle. And I'm like, I let that decade pass by, and I should have been more productive, man. And matter of fact, I should have got back into music and made a hit. But I was just so distracted and unmotivated until one day I woke up. When the pandemic hit, that gave me some thought. I started chasing the bag when the pandemic hit, man. So the money is the only way to keep you from being lonely, man. When you got money, people want to be around you, and especially women. You know what I'm saying? Better than being by yourself. I'm just saying, like make that shit make sense, bro. Like, you got a guy, like short, bald guy. He's coping. Just listen to how he talk, right? There's a bunch of cope and a bunch of unrealistic expectations coming from this guy. Coping and all the other stuff. Just listen to how he's saying. Talking about, yeah, I don't believe in leaving with my wallet. Like, bruh, you got no choice. When Sugar Daddy comes into the cafe, he got his woman with him, bro. A tall woman that's a 6. She like 30 years old. Like I said, he's not alone though. That's the key. It's like, Which one is better? Having money and having women around you, or being a short, bald guy talking about it's over, you know, and you ain't had no intimacy in 10 years. Get the hell out of here, bro. Which one is better? I'd rather have gold diggers around me, bro, than be by myself. It's not, or be dating sub 5 women. I'd rather be with rich, like I could date top tier women, than rather date sub 5 women. Hell, I'll still fuck with average women, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But you got to understand which one is better. I mean, damn, like, which is better? It's common sense. Tell you that being rich with some gold diggers around you is better than the situation that you're in right now. I don't think you see it that way. You see it in your mind. In your mind, you talking like you an average dude with average height or something. You talking like you're a guy that got options. he acting like he got options. Like, bro, you have 0 options at this point, and you ain't doing nothing but jerking your meat and beating your fucking self to death every single goddamn night, bro. And going to the movies by yourself. Don't you want some company? I'd rather have a gold digger. I'd rather go to a movie with a gold digger, man, and chill and have company. I'd rather go to a restaurant with a gold digger, man, and hang out. At least I got an option. I got an ass I can feel on. I got some tits I can feel on, bro. She got a fat ass. I could be eating it from the back, you know. So I can have sexual access. It's better than jerking off, watching porn your whole entire life. You feel what I'm saying? Being by yourself as a sub 5 dude that's short, man, you acting like you got options. And all I hear is a bunch of coping coming from this guy, short, bald guy, and a lot of delusional talking. You know what I'm saying? He not in his reality. He not thinking like, yeah, I gotta get money. He not thinking like that. He thinking it's over, man. Like, bro, you gotta focus your mind on your bread. Stop crying like a little bitch, man. Because that's not gonna get you out of there, man. No matter how much you cry, that's not gonna get you out of there. Money gonna get you out of there, bro. Like I said, if I hit the jackpot today, right? Like about 3 months later, you'll see me in a Corvette or a Porsche with a gold digger bitch, with a female of my liking. You feel what I'm saying? I got things to wear. You know, it might not be authentic, but at least I got options versus no options at all, or bad options. Sub 5 stalker, and the female that look like sub 5 stalker that comes to the Starbucks every single day. That female is worse than sub 5 stalker, bro. Because she's older. She like 60 and stuff, bro. Like, nah, I'm good with the options that I'm able to attract right now. I'm not good. I'm good with that. At least if I get money, I got better options, and I get the woman the way I like her, instead of having to settle for whatever my looks can attract or some shit like that. I get the big booty woman like I want it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the good thing about being rich, is that you got options and you don't have to be alone. You feel what I'm saying? If you are alone, you choose to be alone as a rich dude, bro. You know? Well, I appreciate the high priest, man. You know? Yeah. You know? What happens in the next 5 years? Well, I gotta keep pushing, man. Or it's gonna be like this for the rest of my life. You feel me? Gotta keep pushing. Or you know, it's gonna be curtains for you, man. I move over here, man. Yeah, you gotta be honest. You gotta be honest with yourself, bro. You can't fool yourself, man. I mean, some of the guys out here, they coping, man, and they're not honest with themselves. That's what keeps them in the situation that they're in right now. You know, that's what keeps them right in a situation is they're not being honest with themselves, and they're lazy. Yeah, most guys who are coping right now and talking that yin yang, they're not full of drive. They're lazy because you know what it takes to get a bag, getting up every single day and chasing it. You know, getting up every single day and chasing the bag. That's why I say guys are lazy. Like they don't know how to stay persistent with something. Feel what I'm saying? You know. So that's why I say, man, you're lonely because you choose to be, because you ain't chasing that bag, man. You feel what I'm saying? That bag will stop you from being lonely, bro. It will. It'll solve all your dating problems. Whatever problems you're going through on dating, it'll solve that. Problem solved. Get the money. That's the only way out for a lot of guys. If you don't see money as the only way out, I don't know what to say to you, bro. I don't know what to say to you. You know, crypto, nah, I'm good. I'm good with the crypto, man. All right, now I'm chasing this pot, man. And eventually I'm gonna get it and get the fuck out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta have positive thoughts, and you gotta fucking chase that bag, or it's gonna be for the rest of your life. You see, eventually, bro, if you keep chasing the bag, you're gonna get it. It doesn't matter what bag you're chasing. Movies, trying to become a movie star or a actor, comedian. You know what I'm saying? Well, actor is the same thing as a movie star, shit. But you get my point, man. It takes time to get those things. Slowly but surely, you'll get it. Like if you just relentless, chasing like the movie dream. You feel me? If you was showing up to all the auditions and shit, just being relentless, you know, you eventually you're gonna catch a break. Somebody gonna see like, oh, that guy's been persistent. Yeah, let him be an extra or something. That's how Jean-Claude Van Damme got into the movies. He was ruthless with the persistence. 5 years? It took him years to get into Hollywood. But he made it though. He got in. Years go by quick. Just remember that. You know? But if you just went out there and start showing up to all the auditions and working and all that other stuff, bro, you're gonna catch a break. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna catch a break, bro. Anyway, but I gotta get up out of here and go inside here. Am I getting something? No, I'm fasting today, man. I think today is workout day. Yeah, I'm gonna try to work out. Anyway, you guys have a good day, man. I'll make a video before I work out. I always do that. You know. Anyway, I gotta go. You guys have a good day. I'm out.